Oleksandr Usyk just put the beats by Dre on Daniel Dubois. I mean, I told y'all, people was trying to make this fight something that it wasn't. Oh, because he threw a body shot and hurt him, he can just replicate that in another fight, and it doesn't work that way. Usyk is a fighter who make adjustments as the fight go on. He makes adjustments, especially from fight to fight. And obviously he got off to a faster start, and it was the battle of the lead hand. And the boys, the jittery movement, the feints, and the thing that killed the boys. If Usyk couldn't punch, he probably could have won that fight. If he couldn't punch, he had a great opportunity to win that fight. But he can punch and he can hurt him, and that's what you seen. He got tired from biting on the feints, something similar to what Manny Pacquiao used to do. Foot feints, hand feints. Usyk, controls the lead hand. So made Daniel Dubois only throw one jab every once in a while, and he would paw with the jab and play with the jab, and sometimes he would throw it. And Dubois threw a jab. It was a good jab, but it was one jab. It wasn't a double jab, or he didn't jab to the chest and close the gap on him. And for the most part, Usyk just tired him out with feints and feints. And just being off balance, or being off rhythm. It's hard to catch his rhythm. He'd go, and the crazy thing about it, he'd go, and then he'd go. He remind me of Manny Pacquiao, to be honest. He reminds me a lot of Pacquiao, and Pacquiao would pretty much employ the same tactics. He'd fuck with you, feint you, feint you, feint you. You know what I'm saying? Feint you. Then he'd go. Then he'd, kind of get out of there. Then he'd go again, or you would think he getting out of there, and then you trying to reset, and he hitting you upside your head again. He remind me of Pacquiao a lot. I think the difference with Pacquiao and Usyk is Usyk got better defense. I think that's the difference. And I think he had a better lead hand than Manny Pacquiao. But that's they use the same tactics. And I said if Daniel Dubois didn't punch with him, or he didn't close the gap, he was going to lose. And you got to do that with Pacquiao. You got to understand a lot of times those Usyk and Pacquiao, they got to be set to land. But the difference between Usyk, he'll land and then he'll pivot and then he'll land again. And that's what make him dangerous. So not only will he land, but he'll pivot and land again. So I get it. Like, he just tired him down with the feints. With the jabs and pawn, and you got to keep your hand up. And even when Usyk, the boys got knocked out, he was bringing his hand back home. He was going to hold the phone, and Usyk just went again. He went again. I mean, their period between his attack and his next attack is you got to have the conditioning. You got to have the conditioning to do that. So Pacquiao used to do the same thing, and for the most part, the boys just couldn't. He was just too jittery, too strong, he was too jittery for him. He punched too hard for Daniel Dubois, and that's just what it boiled down to. That's what it boiled down to. He was too jittery, and he punched too hard. That was it. He was tired. I mean, he was taking big gas, and Usyk was touching him to the body here and there, but he couldn't keep up. He couldn't keep up. That was the number one thing. He couldn't keep up. Them feints was killing him. Them feints was killing him. Them feints was killing him. So, them feints was killing him. And then, how off rhythm it was. It's hard for when you big and stiff. He tried to come in and improve his conditioning, but it's more about the mental conditioning too. He biting on every feint, and he reacting to every feint. He worried about every feint, because you have to worry about every feint. You have to bite on every feint. You have to. Because he can hurt you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. he can hurt you. That's just what it boiled down to. When he can hurt you, you got to respect it all. So that's pretty much what fucking happened. That's what happened. That's what fucking happened. You know, so I mean, but it is what it is. So I think other than that, it was just nothing that he really can do in that fight. He was, he was out experienced. This guy broke him down. He get a second look at you. I mean, what can you do? What can you really do? He was unsure about his jab. We didn't double it, didn't triple it. I mean, and then at the end of the fight, hey, he strapped his nuts on. He closed the gap, and he started pushing Usyk back, deeper into that fight, and he got caught. But he waited till he was tired, and that was the whole thing. That whole sequence, when he got caught on him, he caught Usyk in that turnbuckle. That whole sequence was fatigue. I think that was him saying, if I don't get him now, I'm getting knocked out regardless. So let me save myself down the road. And he went for it. And he landed some shots. He landed a body shot not too far before that. Usyk was acting like they made him in the fourth round. He was saying, keep him up. It was low. It wasn't low. It was a good body shot. Then it seemed like he was getting a little bit closer. He closed the gap. He went for broke. And it looked like he landed some good shots. It looked like he landed some good shots. And, Usyk turned him out of there. Hit him with a I think he hit him with a two-piece or whatever it was, a straight left or whatever it was, and he dropped him. And he hurt Dane Dubois quite a few in this fight. That was the turning point, is when he can hurt you. I mean, then he got the speed, then he got the intellect, then he had the lead hand, and then at the end, when he knocked him out, it was more of a fatigue knockout, honestly. It was more of a mental fatigue that physically got him fatigued. And, it basically, he brought his hand back home. He brought that right hand back home. And ultimately, that left hook, Usyk just, most fighters, like I said, like Pacquiao, they get you and then then Pacquiao, Usyk come right back with more firepower. So they boom, boom. And then you trying to, reset. And boom, boom. And then, honestly, the boys tried to punch with him. At the end of the fight, he did a few things he should have been doing. Closed that gap, and he punched with him. And ultimately, Usyk, left hook, made it there before his right hand, held the phone and made it back home. I'm leaving you again. About doing dishes shit. But that left hook made it. And man, he was expecting that left hook to come back. The boys was about to hold the phone on that left hook, and Usyk just it was just too much speed. Between when his last combination to the next punch, that period was so quick. When you fuck with him and Pacquiao, you really got to control their lead hand, and you really got to take angles away from them. Either close the gap on them, or you really got to box them and know when them feet set. Either you got to go, you got to punch. You gotta smother them, or you gotta roll out. You gotta make them reset. So honestly, he just didn't have the chin. He was too stiff. He just don't have the athleticism. That's the difference. He don't have the athleticism and the conditioning. He can't take the punch. But Usyk, just I told y'all, man, these big clumsy ass British heavyweights, too clunky, too clumsy, too heavy footed. Not enough grit, not enough toughness, not enough chin, not enough dog. Don't have enough dog in them. They too soft. They ain't got no hunger. So the speed is the feints. The combinations, the time between the next combination, that all killed him. That all killed him. I told y'all, people, oh, the boys, you know, what he does? Like, y'all niggas be having hopeful thinking. Y'all be thinking, y'all be betting like hoes. Y'all be betting, you know, y'all be betting with wishful thinking. Y'all niggas be betting with y'all intuition. You better bet with your eyes. Anybody that knew this fight knew this was inevitable. I didn't think it would happen quicker. I thought the boys would be a little bit more fresher. But yeah, just because you beat AJ up, you beat that little poom poom up. You know, you hit AJ up, boom, bing, pop, boom, boom. You know, that don't mean shit. It's a different level right here. These guys are not skilled enough to hang Jermaine. You know, so I mean, out of the guys that they probably got, Joseph Parker probably got the best chance to beat him. Joseph Parker probably got the best chance to beat him. You know, and I don't think he could beat him. So maybe Edgar can ball, but hey, I'm not surprised. Daniel Dubois tried to make some noise. Probably could beat a lot of other people, but to be honest, you know, he didn't have the chin. He didn't have the mental fortitude, didn't have the conditioning, didn't have the jab, you know, just what he did at the end of the fight, punching with him and pushing him in the corner. He should have did that from the beginning, but easier said than done. Usyk and Fight on drink and drive. He, you know, did the funky Watusi all over Dane Dubois. It's funny, you know, a lot of the people at Wembley Stadium was going for Oleksandr Usyk. Like, damn, you know, the brother don't get no love from the Brits. That sounds like some bullshit. But hey, hit the link in the description. Follow me everywhere. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, my Free Game 89 channel, my Patreon, X, whatever I'm at. Cash App, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in there as well too. All that's going about on the screen. Appreciate the love and support. Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole 9 piece.